baby. One moment. Let me clean it off so you can see me better. Amen. Child, I had to stop what I was doing. I just got home from doing me, getting me some me time, me celebrating me showing me some love time today. And child, I ran into somebody at the most least suspecting place to run into them. Don't see them around these parts. Ain't never seen them around these parts. And I said, look at that. So I'm going to come on today because I've already did my Wake Up Wednesday. Y'all get that motivation over there on the Wake Up Wednesday playlist. Yeah. Go ahead and get yourself some sprinkles of joy, right? So when you know how to piss the enemy off and make the devil come for you and make him use his imps, send his ignorant folks to come and do drive-bys and see what you're doing, see if you at the same places at the same time, because they on a mission. You know how fast the enemy will do that when you start smiling, when you start rejoicing, when it's supposed to be a tough time, when it's supposed to be a difficult journey and a difficult trial you're going through in your life. That's when you pissing the devil off, when you can smile and get up and encourage somebody, including yourself. Amen. So I was taken aback. There's a narrative that people use to bolster their ego, to boost themselves up. They go and they idolize social media influencers, podcasters, people who has the voice that maybe they wish they had, right? That's not always good, especially when you're listening to someone who demeans and devalues. And if you already have a pre-existing issue and you're not honest, if you have a hard time being honest, if we have a hard time being honest with ourselves about who we are and what we do in the closet and out, it's probably not wise to go and start to mimic the ideology or the philosophies of people who demean other people because you don't have the backbone or the education or the knowledge or the experience to really speak fluently like you wish you did or like you thought you did. And what you got to do is just be you. Authentically and genuinely, you're probably a super dope person. But some people like to follow the influencers, become mesmerized at their mannerisms and become them, which is idolatry. And then all of a sudden they start having new conversations, new ways of thought, like how they're going to go about picking a mate, how they're going to go about treating women or mistreating women or speaking down to men and women. Oh yeah. Like the Kevin Samuels and some of the women podcasters and people that think they all have it together and nothing's wrong with them. But probably if you looked in their back door, if you looked in their glass house, it's a house of poop. So I got an earful today about me. And the thing about me is I'm authentically genuine. You see, I don't think nobody's logging into me to become me, because I have been known to cater to followers. I typically cater to leaders, and those who are not leaders that follow me are becoming leaders. They're teachable. They're humble. We're all seeking. We all know that we're a servant leader first and a student for life. So I don't want anybody to ever idolize anything that I do, that God's abilities within me to do. I found out, people have a mouthful, and the mouthful was the person that said it didn't even sound like them anymore. But it did sound like somebody that they started to follow really heavy, and they're becoming them. And so with these different illnesses and sicknesses, people will reinvent themselves like a chameleon. People will become who they aspire to be. They don't become these things authentically, genuinely. They become wherever they're at to be accepted and proven in the eyes of man. And that's a dangerous person, potentially, and a dangerous way to live. Because if you started to mimic something that you feel like empowers you and you want to become that so you can get the respect that you thought that person had on that podcast, well, what happens when you're found out? When everything comes out? When everything comes out in the wash? Everything about everybody. What happens when, God forbid, you die and all your scandals come out because you're trying to emulate this person? Why do you think God said idolatry is so bad? So anybody walking around trying to listen verbatim to what vocabulary people use and what words and what this and what gets this person all attention and how to dress like somebody, how to appear to be somebody, you're getting further and further away from the truth, which is God. So keynote today, this is the nugget. If somebody has to emulate everybody, they getting further and further away from the truth, which means with no brainer, they have a lying problem. They're a lying spirit, manipulative spirit, deceiving spirit, because they're getting further, further away from the truth. And the truth is God, and God is the way, the truth, and the light. That's all I'm saying. I just want to leave it on that note. You know, you never know who you run into and who speaks and who talks. I didn't even know who they were talking about. Who you talking about? That person don't talk like that. So, yeah. Watch it. You never know what's going to rattle and shake. And you know, you don't have to do much for it to rattle and shake. All you got to do is open up the closet and let the bones fall out. All right. Be easy. Be calm. Be your best self. Show yourself love. You're a wonderful individual under all that bullcrap. You're a wonderful individual under all that makeup. You're a wonderful individual under all those things that the world told you was not enough. You're wonderful underneath that. We are wonderful. Okay? There are genuine people that loved you. Genuine people that like you. Stop being disingenuous to yourself and everything will flow. God's love and God's best and God's peace to you.